Danny Flexen here for SecondsOut. I'd like to be joined by my good friend and British, Commonwealth, European area, English, formerly champion, Dan Azeez. Dan, how you doing?
How's it going, man? You're right. Long time, man. I ain't seen you for a bit.
I almost don't want you to win a world title, so I haven't got to add to the intro. It's impossible, isn't it? Now number 2 with the WBA, we could just go on and on, but huge fight. How does this compare to the other big fights you've had? Not in terms of in the ring, but in terms of as a spectacle and as an event.
Oh, yeah, of course. Come on, man. I'm headlining. It's my first show headlining at the O2, just down the road from me. It's against Josh. Yeah, it's definitely the biggest spectacle that I've been involved in. And yeah, I'm enjoying it.
These kind of domestic rivalry fights, as you said, headlining at the O2, were there any you saw when you were on the way up that this kind of reminds you of? You've got AJ White, you've got Isaac Chamberlain, who's on the bill this time against Lawrence Okoli. Does it kind of hark back to any of those?
No, 100%, yeah, it does. Even like American, in America, like Gatti Ward, they became really, really good mates as well. Like afterwards, like there's loads of, even Evander Holyfield versus Lennox and Tyson, all of them, they were all mates. Like they all come up sparring each other, and this is no different. Like, do you know what I mean?
How secure is the friendship though? Because if one of you wins, if it's a brutal knockout, if it's a split decision, controversial, could that affect the friendship going forward?
I don't know, man. I'm not too focused on that. Do you know what I mean? But the main thing is just getting the win, regardless of anything. So.
You obviously know each other incredibly well, both as friends and through sparring and training together through countless years. Does that advantage either one of you more than the other?
I guess I kind of know what I'm up against, but in a way of I know his strengths. It's not even a thing of his weaknesses. I know what he's good at, and I just need to be able to deal with that. And then whatever weaknesses he has, trying to exploit it. But sparring is different from the fight. This is the third person I've fought that I've sparred regularly with. Yeah, Sterling, and there's one more. But anyway, they used to bash me up. So they went into the fight very confident, and do you know what I mean? Off the back of those spars, you know, it's not exactly the same here, but do you know what I mean?
Do you consciously hold something back in sparring?
No, I guess it's just me. Like you're learning, you're trying things out. You haven't got that. When it's a fight, I feel like there's no other result that matters. Like you have to do whatever you can. Like it's literally like for me, kill or be killed. Imagine that. Like imagine someone has a gun to your head, and you know what I mean. And whoever pulls the trigger first, it's like that. Imagine that kind of intensity. Imagine taking that intensity into a fight. It's going to be different from sparring, where you sparring's like you're playing with water pistols. Do you know what I mean? So. Imagine the feeling is different, and I think I definitely embody that, and that's why, you know, my sparring is definitely different from fight night.
Usually press conferences, fight weeks, events that involve the boxing media, you guys are together with your team. Now you're doing the whole thing again, and it feels very relaxed because you're still next to each other, there's no animosity, but has the dynamic changed a little bit now?
Yeah, I guess so.
Presumably you didn't arrive together.
yeah, like look, Dwayne's obviously there with him. Dwayne's usually in my changing room, like, do you know what I mean? And he's been in my changing room and stuff like that. And like that you said, we're very close knit and whatnot. But listen, we're both here now. We've got to get it on. There's no two ways about it. And I think the sport needs it right about now. Do you know what I mean? Especially with what's going on, the fights that ain't happening, and we just had Terence versus Errol. Let's get our own type of like domestic big, you know, fight on here, man, and give the fans something to want to get up and be involved in. Do you know what I mean? So yeah.
You said you're both up here now. Obviously, for a long time, BUATSI went to the Olympics. He's been highlighted quite prominently on Sky Sports in the past, and you've had an incredible last 2 years. Do you feel the dynamic between you has changed in that you're both now at that top contender level, whereas previously it was perhaps you were the hungry prospect, he was the contender?
Yeah, dynamic in what sense? Like, as
just between you and the way you look at each other now.
Oh, okay.
Like, did you ever look at him as someone to aspire to, and now he's an equal? And do you think the way he looks at you has changed?
Yeah, probably. Actually, to be fair, once I started climbing a little bit, I still always thought that, nah, me and Josh, like, it doesn't matter. You know, he's always happy for me for what I'm achieving. I'm always happy for what he's achieving. But maybe of recent, I think, especially after the Powell Stepien fight, I think a lot of people started mentioning my name. If that was Dan in there, you know, he would have got rid of him, or, you know, if Dan was facing Josh, he'd bash him up, and that can play in your, you know, you start thinking, what, like, you know, people think he's better than me now. All right, come, let's get on. So the dynamic there kind of changed, you know what I mean? So, yeah.
Since the fight was confirmed for the 21st of October, has there been any contact direct between the two of you?
No.
None at all. And is that common? Like, is that when you've got a fight coming up, or do you normally speak really regularly?
Of course. Especially after we fought or whatnot, you know, we'll talk or whatnot. But even that, us not talk, that's nothing. Like, we're about to fight. He knows what I'm going to bring into the ring, and I know what he's going to bring to him. What we all pally on the phone and talk? No. We both know it's do or die in there. Like, again, like I said, that intensity, we're both going to bring it into the ring. So we don't need to talk. We know what it is. You know, God willing, we both make it out there afterwards, and we'll be friends back again. You know what I mean? It'll be how it was. But for those, however long it lasts, it's going to be, you know, it's for real, man. Yeah.
Have you ever fought anyone you're this close to in amateurs or pros?
No.
Is that, I mean, I don't know how much of an emotional character you are, but is that as much of a challenge as the physical side? Is that fighting someone that you are close to, that you're friendly with?
Nah, not really. I could have a fight with my cousin, my brother or whatnot, but I don't think so. Once the bell rings, like, even in sparring sometimes, like, I might catch him with a shot, and then he go, like, do you know what I mean? Everything goes out the window. It's like, yeah, F you, Dan, and F you, Josh. Like, it is what it is. So I don't think that side of the will affect any of us.
Do you think there's a chance, and I'm not saying you should bank on this, but do you think there's a chance he could underestimate you because he's known you for so long and the level you were?
Well, he definitely asked for the fight because he's underestimating me, but I don't think he'll prepare with underestimating me. He'll go in there trying to prepare for the best me, and do you know what I mean? But he definitely took the fight because he's underestimating me.
That ask for the fight stuff's becoming like we were on a break from friends. It's like going back and forth.
No, because look, at the end of the day, we're fighting. Who cares? Do you know what I mean? But I don't want him to try and act like, you know, it was just offered to me and, you know, I'll just take any fight. No, you asked for the fight and I happily accepted, and that's why we're here.
Does that mean something to you? Because obviously he was always the one further ahead, and now he's asking for a fight with you.
Exactly, and that you hit the nail on the head. That's exactly what he doesn't want people to think. Do you know what I mean? Or like, why is he asking for Dan?
But like that side?
I love it. I love it. Everyone who's probably taken a fight with me has definitely thought, all I need to do is this or whatever. It's going to be easier, and then they find out on the night. So, and that's what I'm expecting October 21st again.
If he hadn't asked for it, do you think you ever would have?
Maybe for a world title. Maybe for a world title. Because even when we was coming up and sparring, we would sit down and be like, hey, if there's a world title on the line, definitely. Do you know what I mean? So definitely. But I think coming up, like I said when we was at the table, he's someone that's helped me develop. And do you know what I mean? I've got a lot of respect for him. So that is the reason why I wouldn't. Do you know what I mean? That's why maybe I wouldn't have asked for it just on a normal day. But listen, here we are, and I'm looking forward to it.
Now, say you win, which is obviously what you want. Do you think the friendship can be repaired enough that if you get Bivol for the title next time out, he'll help you prepare?
I don't know, man. I ain't looking too that far ahead, man. I've got Josh in my sights, and Josh I've got to overcome. So that's all I care about. You know what I mean? If the friendship ain't there after, it ain't. But at the moment, look, it's about being victorious October 21st, and that's what I care about.
Well, just one more question on Bivol then, and I think I asked you this when you were on the podcast, but your opinion may have changed. Yeah. Do you rate him as the number one light heavyweight in the world? Because you've got Beterbiev with a strong case also.
It could be. It's between him and respectfully, it's between him and Beterbiev. So they both got a strong argument. They're the ones holding all the belts.
So Beterbiev when we asked you on the podcast.
Oh, did I? Oh, look at you trying to
stir it up a bit.
No, but do you know what? I rate Bivol, man. Do you know what I mean? You got to give him his respect as well. So they both got a strong case. but I'll probably lean more towards Beterbiev. But yeah, who knows? Callum might take his belts come January. Who knows? So we'll see.
And just finally, before I let you go, I won't ask you for a prediction as such, but what can people expect when they tune in on the 21st of October in the main event?
That's what they can expect.
Pure war. Good. All right. Well, we'll look forward to that, and then hopefully a handshake at the end.
I appreciate it. Thank you, man.
Cheers, Dan. Cheers, mate.